Well, we're back on the golf course this week after club championship weekend. A lot of great golf played over the course of the last couple of weeks, and really fun to see some of our best players challenged on the golf course. Here with Brian and Nathan today. One of the most frequently talked about things since we've reopened has been the 5 sets of tees on the golf course and the 9 sets with our combos. And a couple of things to talk about here. One, Brian, we're down here on 10, where our most forward tee sits up here a ways in the fairway, not unlike our back tee on 7 behind us here that just rolls off the fine turf. But the tee constructed just like any other tee on the golf course. Talk to us about that tee construction process here and everywhere.
Yes, so every single tee on property is constructed with 6 inches of sandy mix, and then below that is drainage. All of these tees are leveled within a 0.5% pushing water, just very slightly, but unnoticeable as you're playing whatsoever. So moral of the story, all these tees are constructed, even these ones out in these fairways, they actually dug up, installed that drainage, installed the mix, so everything is consistent throughout property.
Excellent. And we had a lot of conversation with Andrew actually going all the way back to the early stages of the master planning process about tee placement, right? And we really thought about playing the golf course from those 5 sets of tees, not necessarily gender or age specific, but really golf game specific. And I know Andrew took time to look at how the hole played from each of those tees. And if I recall, one of the things he talked about was doing his best to keep every tee on the same line of play, unless there was a dog leg or some other architectural impediment that prevented him from doing so. And so Nathan's here to talk a little bit about what tees maybe golfers should play. And I know there's some guidelines from the USGA, but what are those guidelines and what are you and your team seeing from folks enjoying the golf course at different places?
One of the most enjoyable things that we've seen thus far in our first 5-6 weeks of play has been just the optionality and variability for the members to play and enjoy the golf course. We worked really closely with the USGA this winter, and not to get too technical, but really we talked about land angle. And what a land angle is, how is the ball received into the green? And why is land angle important? It gives you a good chance, a fair chance of holding the green. And so for each set of tees, we've got these charts kind of posted around our club. What we do is we start with your 7-iron and we say, if your 7-iron goes 120 yards, we recommend that you play the green tees. If your 7-iron goes 135 yards, we want you to play the yellow tees here. We sent out Brian yesterday. His 7-iron goes 150 yards. So he played from the blue tees. If your 7-iron goes 160 yards, we recommend that you play from the tan tees. And if you're hitting your 7-iron more than 170 yards, we recommend the black tees, the championship tees. And if you're in between, err a little bit forward. You know what? Go out there, have some fun, maybe make a birdie or two, and that'll be great.
Well, it's been a lot of fun to see members enjoying the golf course in a lot of different ways, all the way from the back tee to the forward tee. And nice to know that all the tees in the golf course constructed in the same way, and that Andrew really thought about all those players in the design of the golf course. And so we'll be back in a couple weeks to wrap up this season of updates from the golf course. But until then, enjoy the rest of fall.